Organized crime and its changing nature. Introduction. The concept of organized crime is often used in reference to illegal activities conducted by conspiratorial criminal groups or organizations to make money. Most organized crime groups are structured in pyramid-shaped hierarchical business formats. These criminal organizations use violence and bribery to exercise control of their operations within and without the organization. This paper looks at the metamorphosing nature of organized criminals, their activities, and the implications of organized crime on communities. The nature of organized crime. Organized criminal groups usually take part in diverse illicit income-generating activities such as prostitution, human and drug trafficking, organized unlawful immigration, and pornography. Other activities include terrorism, kidnapping for ransom, financial fraud, racketeering, computer crimes, and counterfeiting. With technological advancements in the internet, criminal organizations are employing complex techniques to move huge amounts of money and illicit firearms through different countries without being detected by law enforcement agencies. Organized crime can be distinguished from other forms of crime, non-organized, by the systematized way in which the criminal activities are conducted, the way the processes are diversified into chains of supply, production, and distribution, and the coordinated nature of the activities that involve numerous operatives. Organized criminal groups also have recognizable leadership structures. Most organized criminal groups are referred to as mafias, triads, cartels, and syndicates. These groups do not entertain competition and often are characterized by violent activities aimed at gaining or maintaining a monopoly on their core competencies. The changing nature of organized crime. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigations, organized criminal groupings throughout the world register more than $1 trillion in yearly income. The criminal groupings are increasingly infiltrating legitimate business enterprises, which they use in money laundering and camouflaging their illegal activities. These businesses include construction firms and garbage collection companies. Organized criminal groups are gradually diversifying and globalizing to adapt to changes in the international financial and law enforcement sectors. The monoethnic criminal organizations are becoming multi-ethnic and are spreading their operations across national borders. Although traditional organized criminal activities, such as human, firearm, and drug trafficking, still comprise the core financial activities of these groups, the criminals are gradually changing their focus to activities that involve little risk and have higher returns. These include counterfeit medicine and electronics, cybercrime, internet fraud, cigarette trafficking, and credit card fraud. Impact of organized crime on economies. The economic implications of organized crime eclipse those of ordinary crime due to the scale on which the criminal activities are conducted. In the United Kingdom, for instance, organized criminal groups deprive the government of more than £9 billion annually through tax evasion and excise duty fraud. In the U.S., cigarette trafficking by organized criminals denies federal governments a cumulative sum of $5 billion in annual tax revenue. In some countries, organized criminals influence food production, distribution, and food security. This is often translated into inflated food and commodity prices and constant hoarding to manipulate supply and demand economics. Other effects of organized crime include an influx of illicit drugs and counterfeit goods, extinction of valuable animals such as elephants, slavery of trafficked people, and genocides. One way of dealing with organized crime is through proper training of law enforcement officers. The globalization of the criminal activities of organized gangs also requires governments and law enforcement agencies to work together and share information that is likely to assist in the apprehension of criminals. Since organized criminal groups have hierarchical structures, it would help if law enforcers targeted their leadership to destabilize the organizations. Conclusion. The intricate nature of organized crime poses several challenges to law enforcement agencies throughout the world. With the structure, activities, and implications of organized crime constantly changing, law enforcement agencies need to come up with ways of dealing with these changes. Consequently, intergovernmental cooperation and constant retraining of law enforcement officials will improve the fight against organized crime.